Good morning, and happy Sunday. Good morning. How is everybody doing today? Good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing? Happy Father's Day to all the dads. The heck is that? Came on here to do some readings with you guys today and talk a little bit about this summer solstice that is coming in hot tomorrow. Can you believe it's already June? Like, hello, hello, and welcome in, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello, welcome in. So, tomorrow we have summer solstice is coming in, as you know. Um, and one of the things that's really been impressed on me is what are we leaving behind and what are we taking with us going into the second half of this year? I don't know about you guys, but for me, what I was looking at in January and what I'm concerned about at this point in time are two totally different things. The way Spirit has flipped things, turned things, there are people that are no longer in my circle and in my energy that I would have never thought would no longer be in my circle and my energy. And sometimes we have to allow those things to happen because Spirit is trying to take you into a different place, into a different season, and everybody just cannot go with you. They just can't. And so, in order to ensure that we are growing, making to ensure that we are moving, right? We have to be willing to drop the dead weight. And sometimes the dead weight doesn't look like who or what you think it will be. So, with this Mercury retrograde in this summer solstice and all of these things coming in, be sure to allow the things to fall away and fall off. Do not hang on to with death grip anything that seems to be not fitting for you anymore. If it feels like it's not a fit, if the person or the place, because for some people it's work, they're changing careers, if it doesn't feel like a fit, it's because it needs to fall away in order for you to get to where you want it to be. At the end of last year, I led a lot of people through the 13 wishes ritual, right? Where you have 13 rituals, wishes, and you burn one every night. On the 13th night, that one is up to you, right? So, with that ritual, then you're realizing what you're going to be responsible for the year. And for a lot of people who did that thing that they were responsible for, hey, Jayla Rose has already come down the pipeline. So now we need to ask Spirit what it is that we need to focus on in the second half of the year, right? It's summertime. It's time to be focused on what we're going to push through to get to by the end of the year. That's what we're focused on right now. And also, just knowing that the summer solstice is not just a mark on a calendar, right? Hey, Tashira, the summer solstice is about illumination, okay? Illuminating those things. Hey, Michelle, illuminating those things that need to be paid close attention to, right? So watch your dreams right now because they are actually illuminating things that have been hidden before. Okay. So I'm going to make a parallel here. So um, you've got the summer solstice. You've got Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is not a bad thing. A lot of people see it as bad. It is not bad. Mercury retrograde is about slowing us down enough so that we can review things, so that we can reassess things, right? It is a time for us to slow down. Okay, so One of the things and the questions that people have been getting a lot for their readings are, what is it that I need to review? What is it that I need to assess? Because with life, we get so busy with work, with family, with school, with things that we just go, 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 go. We don't slow down enough. And so in this season, I encourage you to ask Divine Source. I'm doing readings today. If you wanted to do a reading and ask, I got you. Hey, Ebony, ask Divine Source, what is it that needs review? What is it that needs to be reassessed in your life? It could be relationships, it could be careers. For some people, it's been, is it time for me to go back to school? Because there has been a mass amount of people that have been coming to me in these readings and saying, I'm going back to school. And if it's not a physical school, maybe it's time for you to tackle and learn new things about your spiritual path, okay? But it is a season of learning when we're being told to slow down. I don't believe in coincidences and I trust divine source. And seeing as how Mercury retrograde is kicking in at the top of the summer, it feels like a message from divine source for us to go into this season very aware, very intentional, right? Don't just run into summer head first, just I'm outside, right? It's I can be outside, but I'm going to listen to my intuition first. We're coming into a season with a lot of outdoor events, concerts, gatherings, right? But we're also really aware of the times. We're also really aware of what is going on in our space. And so with these two seasons being coming in together, it is telling us to pay attention, think about it, ask source, ask your ancestors before you make a lot of moves for the beginning of the summer. Okay? That is going to save you a lot of headache. That's going to save you a lot of regret. Um, I'm going to pull some cards for y'all in a minute, but a good example of that is, so we were supposed to take a trip, me and my family, and we had the trip all planned, and I had like the last payments to make. And when I got ready to make the last payments, it was the week of the trip. The my bank account where the money was got held up and was frozen, and I couldn't make the payment on time. And so I was like, okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. Come to find out, there was a tornado in that location. And that's why we could not go to that place. We went on a trip, but we had to switch locations. And had I paid that money, I wouldn't have been able to get it back, right? So again, yes, you can be outside. Yes, you can take that trip, but don't dislike the delays or the denials. They're there for a purpose. So this summer solstice, I encourage you to ask Spirit what needs to be illuminated. And in conjunction with this Mercury retrograde, taking note, that card flew out, taking note of what needs to be reassessed. Okay. I'm going to pull some cards for us and ask Source what it is that they have for us today. Okay. That has to do with finances. So, for those of you that are on the live that have been having difficulty in the financial arena, you've had issues with things. And this is the thing. It felt like right at the end of last year, your money was flowing fine. Like it was doing fine. Um, they wouldn't say that you were, like balling out of control, but you weren't worried about money at the end of last year. And so there was a flip and change. Things got way tighter this year, especially for the last 2 to 3 months, I would say. Excuse me. Things have gotten way tighter financially. And you've done the rituals, you've done the meditations, and it feels like nothing was moving for you, okay? And Spirit is saying that it's time for that to change, okay? It's time for that to change. But you can't look for things to happen overnight, okay? Things are changing. Hey, Vaughn, things are changing in your finances. That tight squeeze that you were feeling, Hmm. It's coming to a close. It's coming to an end. But there's a lesson here. When your money got tighter, Spirit is saying you didn't quit. When your money got tighter, you didn't abandon your practice. When your money got tighter and things got more scarce, you actually pulled in harder. Okay? You actually came in closer to Spirit and said, I refuse to give up. I know you're not abandoning me. I don't know what the lesson is now in this moment, but I know that there is a purpose and there is a plan here. And part of that purpose and that plan was for some things to fall away. You couldn't even afford to do the things because Spirit was like, I don't want you to have to do that anymore. There were people that are going to come to you and are going to ask you for help, and Spirit didn't intend for you to be able to have the resources to help them any longer. And that is okay because your money's coming back, and it's coming back by the end of this month, top of July. So we're looking at within the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're being able to see a change in your finances because they had to move some things around and they had to move some people around. And that's crazy. That's always a hard lesson. That's always a hard thing to go through. We feel as though that we've been abandoned, right? We feel as though the game was rigged against us, but in reality, Spirit was taking you through that tight corridor, that last bit of difficulty before your breakthrough. The money is going to show up in a very non traditional manner. What do you mean by non traditional, Spirit? So, if the only way that you've ever received money was through either a raise or revenue from something that you do or um, a check, something, this is coming in a very non traditional manner for you. It's almost like you get a letter in the physical mail. You don't even check the mail like that. You get a letter in the physical mail and there's a check attached and you're afraid to cash it because number one, the amount is significant. And then number two, you're like, who is this? When did this happen? It could have been like, you know how you'll join a class action or you'll do a survey and it's something that you weren't expecting. That's how they're doing this. Spirit's sending you this money in order to strengthen your faith in you. This is about you. This isn't about anybody else because you've been doing the spiritual work. You've been doing the things, right? And it was a hard fought battle, but you're winning here. You're winning here. And the reason why is because the betrayal was so deep. Mm. This is a message wrapped in a message. And all of them are speaking at once. Hey, Tanya. This is specifically for someone who's been hurt recently. Okay? Um, they did you wrong and they didn't have to. Hey, Cosmos Vintage. They did you wrong and they didn't have to. I keep hearing the ancestors say, touch not mine anointed and do my prophet no harm. See, the problem is the prophet didn't look like they thought the prophet should look. The prophet didn't sound like they thought the prophet should sound. They never do. They never have. Hey, she's like, you gonna know who I am today. Hey, Sarah Lee. And that is the problem. The prophet never looks like they think the prophet should look. And so they say things and they do things. And they've decided that they were able to do something to you that they could not do. They did not have the authority. She said, yes, indeed. Your ranking in the spiritual realm is a lot higher than a lot of people would understand. They look at you, they see you, you're laid back, you're cool, you don't fly off at the handle, but it's who walks with you. It's who walks with you. Your ancestors have taken stock in you. Your ancestors have said that you are the one that they're betting on. They put their money, their hopes, their dreams, their authority, and their spiritual gifts in you. If you're in this live at this time, this message is for you. I feel the ancestors coming through. And I'm just channeling what they're saying. But this is for you. You've been counted out quite a few times. People have said, oh, she can't do that. She's not a threat. She's not a problem. But this turn that you are making a sharp right turn. Let the tears flow. This is the ancestors. This is not me. You are making a sharp right turn. This is unexpected. This is coming out of nowhere. This is coming from heaven. This is the Ace of Cups. This is raining down on your head. This is blessings beyond your understanding because you stayed faithful. Mhm. You stayed faithful to the path, even when it was scary, even when you didn't understand, when nothing made sense about what you were going through, when nothing was clicking, when nothing was adding up, you kept going. That was the ancestors pushing you further. Don't stop, baby. Don't stop. You're at the threshold. You're standing in the portal. Mhm. And even in this season, you will see miraculous things happen. There are some things that we as humans cannot move. Mhm. But there are things that divine source has noted, paid attention to, and have decided the buck stops here. Mhm. If you are dealing with a legal issue, they're going before you. If you are dealing with financial troubles, they are staving off evictions. They are staving off foreclosures. Uh-huh. They are staving off sicknesses. Hmm. They are fighting actively on your behalf. Do the magic. Do the magic. If you have slowed up on your ritual work, the ancestors said, pick it back up. Hmm. Put it in a freezer. Put it in a jar. Bury it. Speak over that thing. Hmm. Uh-huh. It's okay, Bluey. It's okay. Whatever has been your hardest thing that you are currently dealing with. Uh-huh. Oh, it's definitely for you. It is for you. Hmm. Whatever's been the most difficult, the ancestors have stepped in the room. I feel them all over my person. The ancestors are not to be played with, toyed with, or disrespected. And the way that some people have toyed with, played with, and disrespected the ancestors was by messing with you. Mhm. And they are tired of people taking your kindness for weakness. They are tired of people thinking that they won't do anything for you. So they are doing the thing. They are doing the thing. They are moving the mountains. They are splitting the Red Sea. When you come out of this, dear heart, because I know this them. When you come out of this, dear heart, you will be amazed. You will be in shock. You will be in awe at how we moved the things, the people, the places. Prepare to be amazed. Mhm. Do the ritual that you are thinking of, whether it is lighting that candle, putting them in a jar, in a box filled with mirrors that can't ever be reopened. You know, whatever they have laid on your heart, get to it because it is time for the bill to be paid. And by the bill, they mean the bill that people have racked up. Not you, but they've racked up a bill because divine source has given them chance time and time and time again to correct what it is that they have done against you, and they have not. And so now it is time for retribution in this retrograde. The ancestors are very busy. Just because they're saying it is a retrograde doesn't mean that they've sat back. they're actually leaning forward. And that is one of the things, one of the hardest lessons that people are going to learn about you in this season is they thought just because you lean back, you wouldn't lean forward. hmm But that is why you don't have to do it. They're doing it. I tell my students all the time, when you keep your right hand fed and you keep your right hand strong, you don't need to do left hand work. Now you absolutely can, but you don't have to because that right hand can become the left very quickly when the ancestors find imbalance, when they feel people trying you, they will step forward and they are stepping forward. It is time. It is time. And for those of you who are thinking, I don't know which direction to go in, sit still. Sit still. You can light you a white candle. Get you some olive oil. hmm Put you a sprinkling of sea salt, right? hmm And then I want you to sprinkle Italian seasoning. Why? Because there's basil and oregano and sage, right? And you're going to ask Spirit for clarity. If you don't think you know which way to go, a white candle, a little salt, little basil, little Italian seasoning for the oregano, basil, sage, and ask for clarity. hmm Yes, keep that right hand strong. And I love your name for a rabbit. That's so ancestrally coded. That is going to bring you the clarity that you need. A lot of times people will come to me, we're doing readings, getting assessments, and they're like, I think I've been hexed. I think someone's throwing work at me. They're not. It's just because you need clarity. You've crossed yourself up because you're not listening to yourself. You're not close enough to the ancestors. You need to get closer to the ancestors. This is why they have tried to demonize ancestral veneration. They've tried to demonize it not because it wasn't real, okay? It's because they knew it was powerful. You said oil as well. And oh, hello. Okay, I said olive oil. They always came to us. The mamas, the root workers, they've always come to us. The pastors, the bishops, the reverends, they've always come to us. But they got you scared to come to us. And you've left your power on the table. You've left bargaining chips on the table. They've always come to us. You need to come to us more often. hmm If you're feeling called to the bath, go to the bath. There's power in your people. Not everybody was broke, busted, and sad. Yes, this. Not everybody wanted. Not everybody was lacking. Your people had and still have. Your people held dignity and power. Approach them, call them forward. When you get to that altar, knock on it, call them forward. Ask them to step into the situation in real time. They will step forward. They have been waiting on the invitation from you to step into the situation. They're right here. Don't let them scare you out of your blessing. Yes, they've been telling me they'll keep providing little money to me until I know what to do with it. Lessons. They will teach us lessons. Don't let them scare you out of your blessing, beloved. Don't let them scare you out of your blessing. They got you thinking that the ancestors are the boogeyman, and they can be for those they need to be. But for you, they are your protector, your provider, your confidence. They are here for you, to grow you, to show you. And with you not talking to them, that's why you don't know what to do. Sometimes the best thing you can do is get quiet. The elders used to sit on the porch in the cool of the evening and let the breeze talk to them. hmm That's all you need to know, baby, is your granny. If your granny's all you know, call on your granny. And if you don't know anybody, you call on your uplifted, enlightened, and benevolent ancestors, known and unknown. There you go, Yvonne. Speak to me now, because they know you, even if you don't know them. And they used to sit on their porches in the cool of the evening, and the wind would be blowing, and they would be having conversations with God, and they would be having conversations with themselves. They would be having conversations with the bloodline and asking Spirit to make things move, make things shake. That's why when they came in off of that porch, they looked like peace. hmm Their voices were sweet because they had already talked to the ancestors about it. They'd already talked to God about it. They knew that their husbands and their sons were going into a world that was not built for them and that was actually made to work against them. But they knew how to go in the yard, get those herbs, and say those prayers and make something shake. And so, for you who need something to move, my God, for you who need something to shake, get closer to them. The ancestors are saying the answers are not far from you. They are so close that you can feel them, you can taste them, you can smell them, you can see them because it is them. Blood of our blood, bone of our bone. Come closer. Get quieter. Even on today, find yourself a quiet spot to sit. Find yourself a quiet place to rest and listen. Don't second guess. That's where you make the mistake. We give you the answer and then you question it. Sit with that thing. It's already done. It's already done. Hey, nephew, it's already done. Mm, it's already done. That is the problem, and that is the mistake that a lot of people make. They manifest from the future when the future doesn't exist. You never have existed in the future. You only exist in the now. The only things that are real to you are the past and now. The past is fact that happened. Nobody can tell you any different. You lived it, you experienced it, you saw it. The now is happening. You're experiencing it, and the now will become the past, but the now will never become the future. And this is where you're messing up your manifestations. Manifest from the past. Don't manifest from the future. When I get this money, I'll be happy. When I get this job, I can relax. Because if it's when, you'll never see it because you will always be becoming. You need to be. You cannot become. You will be in a perpetual state of about to be and never being. Where you want to manifest is in the past. It is done. It happened already. It has happened already. I want you to sit with yourselves and think about one mundane thing that you did yesterday. You ate, you watched a movie, you took a walk, you drank a glass of water. No one can argue with you about that because it has happened. So when you're meditating, when you're manifesting, see what you want as having already happened. It's in the past. Yeah, that got paid already. Yeah, we met already. My forever love and I talk every day. That already happened. And you don't have to live in that space for long, but you know how long and how much you like to relive the past. Sprinkle it with something that you want. I'm well, love. Good to see you. That's how you manifest. When you're reviewing the past, because the ancestors say you won't let this reel go. Sprinkle it with what you want to see in your now. That's how you get it. Because what happens is, whatever we consistently think of, manifest. You know that. So if you say it's happened, it's happened, it's happened, it happened after I drank that glass of water, it happened after I took that walk, it happened when I opened my email, and you keep saying that it's happened, it's going to show up in your future because it's happened. Utilize playing the past to your advantage. Don't waste it with worry. Don't waste it with confusion. Utilize it to push you forward. That's how you utilize the past to influence your future. If you don't start doing it like that, you will consistently be in a place of wanting, consistently being in a place of lack, because you've got to start practicing your past. Practice the past. It's happened already. There are some of you on here who are wondering if you're ever going to have that partner. Yes, absolutely. It's already written. It's already written. But you've got to see it as already have happened. I just went to the gas station to get a cup of coffee, and in they walked. We started a conversation, and we never stopped talking. It can happen, and it will when you practice your past. Don't waste time on the future. The future will never come. Only the present and the past. Practice your past. I'm simply channeling what they're saying for you all, whoever is on this live. Practice it. Practice it. Practice it. See it. And there are two times of the day that you really need to do this. You do not have to stay in this state all day long. You do not. Right before you fall asleep, and as soon as you're becoming cognitively aware in the morning, we're practicing our past, Bambi. We're going into what has already happening and we're adding in the thing that we wanted. So yesterday I watched a movie and I met the love of my life. Yesterday I took a walk and all of a sudden an email came in that said that creditor was forgiving my debt. I drank a glass of water, my phone rang, and somebody called and said I was on their heart and they were sending me $1,000. That's how we practice our past. hmm And if this live is blessing you, if it is making sense to you, feel free to sow a seed and send me a donation. It would be much appreciated as this is an energy exchange and the people are sending the messages. But practice your past. And you want to do it right before you fall asleep and just before you're completely awake because your brain is in the state that it can receive it as fact. And your conscious mind will not be aware enough to argue with it. This is especially true before you fall asleep because this will enter into your dreams. Mhm. And the brain can then play and dance with the spirit to truly bring this thing in. So play with the past, and your present will begin to look differently. This is a spiritual principle that has been talked about from so many people throughout the ages. But the problem came in because the manifestation gurus started telling you to focus on your future, on something that never comes into your experience. Because even when the future comes into your experience, it's the now. It's the now. So practice your past. Principles like these, others know and practice. That's why I call it a spiritual practice, a path, right? Because a practice is something that you do daily and you do it every day so you can get better at it. Communicating with your ancestors comes on levels. You may not want to physically see them. You may want to physically see them. They may come with you in your dreams. They may physically talk through you. hmm They can write through you. They can change things like that. You get dreams. And the dreams are so beautiful because they're there. You feel them, you touch them. There are levels to this. There are levels to this. And they're wanting to show you the myriad of things that they can do. You dream and travel a lot. I love that. The dream space is a beautiful space, especially if you're going to sleep with a specific intention, right? Solve this problem for me. You can ask them before you go to sleep, show me the solution in my sleep. And you may not physically wake up with steps, but you'll wake up with peace, and that's how you know it's in there. And then from there, you will be guided. You'll find yourself going to places that you've not gone before. I think I'll go to this Walmart and not that one. I think I'll stop here for dinner and not there. And then something happens. Oh, so beautifully. I've started setting intentions. That's beautiful. That is a big piece of how a lot of us are just ending up places, not moving it with intention. You've got to move with intention. Spirit, I see what you've done for others, and I know that you're going to do that for me in the way that is best suited for me. Don't forget that last part, that you will do for me what is best suited for me. I don't want anything done for me like you've done for others because I don't know how others got there. hmm I don't know if they got there through difficulty or trauma. So I want you to do it what's the best way for me. That's why I would love readings and things of that nature. I tell people all the time, there is no such thing as couple goals, baby. You don't know what them people have been through. You don't know what they're going through. The only couple you need to be as a goal is the one that you gonna be. Because my God, on today, some of the things that I've seen as a spiritual worker and a reader, and they got the money and they look great, but baby, behind closed doors, you don't know what somebody's going through. I heard a creator, Paranormal Hoochie, talk about this the other day. This is why you don't want everybody to pray for you because you don't know what their intention is for you. How can you tithe to me? Oh, just send it to my Cash App. I appreciate you. You don't know what people's intentions are for you. And it can be somebody very close to you. But if what they want for you is not what you want for you, that energy is trying to pull you away and off track. So don't let everybody pray for you. Don't let everybody lay their hands on you. This is why it is important to be careful with who does your hair. Okay? That's your head. That's your crown. Not everybody is moving with integrity. And you don't want that to fall on you. You do not. You do not want that to fall on you. So guard yourself. Gird yourself, as the ancestors say. Make sure that you're closing rank in this season. If you got a good 2 friends, 3 friends, hold them. Hold them close. Don't worry so much about expanding. Don't worry so much about the group. This is not the season for that. People are not moving with integrity. It would shock you who's out here playing games, especially in these spiritual streets. And so you've really got to stay close to your ancestors. There should be no one outside of you that can tell you what your people haven't already told you. My favorite comment that I get from a reading is thank you so much. That was confirmation. Amen. Ashe. And I say thank you because it should be confirmation. If I'm doing a reading for you and everything I tell you is a shock and an awe, we need to start back at the beginning because it shouldn't be. You should have already had some sense, some inkling that, oh, that's what this was. I knew that's what it was. I felt it making a turn. Mhm. Get closer to your ancestors. They mean that on today. The level of exposure that is coming during this season of Mercury retrograde is going to have your jaws on the floor. People of power, people who have pretended to be in spirit, people who have pretended to be who they are not, the liars, the scammers, they're sitting them out on Front Street. The summer solstice is working hand in hand with this and saying illumination, illumination. And it's going to get ugly. You're going to see people arguing back and forth, but not you. You are sitting back, drinking your water and minding your good business. Who, my goddess on today, we are sitting back and we are minding our business. And while we are sitting back, we're watching everything we have and need showing up for us. hmm The ancestors are saying they want you to have the nerve of steel in this season. Some of these things, some of these spirits and energies and entities, you have to play chicken. Who gonna move first? It's not gonna be you. Too many folks standing behind you. You can't make them turns too quickly. Stare straight ahead and make it happen. Stare straight ahead. It's going to happen. You've got this. You heard correctly. You heard correctly. I'm going to pull another card. They want another card. hmm hmm Some of y'all are in the thick of it. Oh, but you're gonna be celebrating very soon. The celebration's incoming. It's coming in quick. That's the crazy thing. It's coming in so fast. It's coming out of nowhere. This is what makes it miraculous because it's coming so fast. It's coming so fast. Hey, thank you, Divine Source, for what you're doing. The clarity's incoming. No more confusion. You're no longer bound. You no longer are confused about whether to go right or to go left. They're meeting you right where you are. Thank you for liking the live and sharing the live. Thank you for sewing into me. I appreciate all of you who've sent love tokens for today's live. I appreciate you. I see you. Yeah, it is feeling like Sunday service. That's how they woke me up this morning. I said, oh, y'all want to go speak to your people? Then that's what we going to do. And I appreciate y'all for being here. They they are doing some things in the season. Some of y'all's gifts are coming online. But no more of the hard labor. That season is over. You're not having to put it together by yourself. Yes, go listen to it. Go listen to it. Anytime I get that feeling, that's the ancestors. They want to come on in the room. Let them come in. Let them come in. Okay? It's time. It's time to get in your spiritual bag. It is time to sit in the seat that was assigned to you. You are the one that they have called on. You are the one. Yes, come on in the room. They want, hold on. They're funny. They're funny. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play a little bit of it because that's what they said. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Thank you. Because they said, no, we don't need you to sing it. I understand. I understand. I can follow direction. Let me get to the part because you know on that song they tell the story first. Let me get the volume up because they're not playing today. Child. And here go you two trying to play. You trying to play. We gonna get this out today. Y'all hear that? Let me know if you can hear it because They wanted y'all to hear that directly. They told me to shut up. They said, let the children feel it. Let them feel it. Let them feel it. That's what they want y'all to do, is to listen to them when they call you. Answer. Sit with them. They're doing some things that are not going to be understood, felt for sure. They're ready to move. They're ready to make things happen. They don't want you to keep crying over the same situation. They don't want to see you continue to struggle. They don't want to see you have to continue to ask them to fix this situation. At this point, they're fixing it once and for all. And what they want you to realize, is that the way you do it doesn't have to look like anybody thinks it should look. You do it how they tell you, okay, that it's supposed to look. Y'all share the live, like the live with who you think can benefit from this, because this is directly from the ancestors. And I appreciate those who have already given an energetic exchange, a love token. And if you have not and you want to, feel free. My cash app is ahead. But the season of struggle is over. The season of struggle is over. They don't want you to worry about it. They don't want you to worry about it. They're flipping that thing on its head. They're reversing that thing, and then they're giving you exactly what it is that you need in this moment. What did I say? It's coming out of nowhere. The Ace of Pentacles is literally out of the clouds. It's coming out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense to anyone how you're going to be where you are. Some of you are moving physically, but for the bulk of you, you're moving to a different level in your spiritual gifts. You're moving to a different level in your spiritual gifts. Some of you are going to have olfactory spiritual gift come in where you can smell the thing, and that is a very different gift. You can walk in a room and smell something is wrong when somebody's spirit ain't right. But your gifts are coming online. Your gifts are coming online, and they're coming on quickly. Some of you may even need to ask the ancestors to slow things down and regulate your nervous system, because they're coming in fast. Because there's a quick work that has to be done. There's a quick work that has to be done. The ancestors say that it is something that has to happen because we're holding spaces. I want you to think of it like this. Each of us has our own collective, right? You all have your own family, you have your own friends, your own jobs, you have your own world, right? That's your collective. And for a lot of you, you are the only one doing what you're doing. And you're holding space and calling in for your collective. And because you are that beacon, you are that hope, you need to be replenished. You need to be provided for. You need to see divine source show up for you. They're filling your cup. Press down, shake it, and run it over. I hear you, ancestors. You were never meant for lack. You were never meant for struggle. That was part of the colonizers' programming. They removed you from an abundant land and then brought you to a land where toil and work was required in order to make anything grow, but they didn't know how, and so they put you to work because there was magic in your DNA. You knew about the herbs and the plants and how to make them grow. You know how to get so many uses out of a peanut. Your people have always known. They put you to work. because you have always known. Never forget that. They would come to you before they would go to the doctor. They've always known. Now it is time for you to know. Confirmation, yes. You've always known, even down to the job. Even down to the job. You may have managers, supervisors, but you don't have any bosses. The season of the boss ended ages ago. hmm Talk to your folks and get them in line. Talk to your people and get that situation taken care of. That gossiping coworker that won't leave you alone. Talk to your people. hmm Talk to your folks. Don't let them talk to you about ancestral veneration is evil. Don't let them do it. Lined up on Big Mama's porch in droves for her healing. Hello? And Big Mama was very well taken care of. Very well taken care of. And this is for all of my spiritualists that are on the live, because I see it's quite a few of you. You do work for other people, just like I do. And Spirit wants you to let go of the idea that you are not to be compensated for your gift. Because a spiritual healer who is not compensated is a spiritual slave. And we have been freed from slavery. Do not volunteer yourself to become a spiritual slave. Be compensated and be compensated well. Because the one person who should not ever have to worry about being taken care of, it is the one that heals. It is the one that brings clarity. It is the one that stands in between the collective and the chaos. Set your price and leave it. That was for somebody specific. Spirit said, don't be ashamed, because that idea that you should be ashamed to receive money when you're handing all of these things out to everyone else is ludicrous. It is a false narrative. They pay doctors, they pay lawyers, they'll pay the root lady, they'll pay the root man, the conjure man, because you two are making a difference. I'll tell you a story. It was a Sunday afternoon, much like today. I was chilling with my family, and I have a Google Voice number clients call on, and nobody ever calls me on that number on Sunday because it's Sunday, and they know I'm chilling. And I didn't answer, but then she texted me, and she said, Miss Keisha, it's an emergency. I hate to bother you. Please call me back. Called her back. Her brother had been arrested, and they were trying to throw the book at him. She said, I don't think the lawyer's saying it's not. Look, I don't think it's gonna be good. I said, wait a minute, just take a deep breath. Let me let me get off the sofa and go ask them what they want to do. Spirit said, oh, it can be fixed. The problem was the DA had been in trouble and was trying to corrupt things by making cases and giving people more charges and more time than they needed. And he had court on Monday, this Sunday evening. And sister said, we got it. Go get this, 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 and this. hmm Hi, Sonny. They told me what to get. I told her how much it would cost, right? Because again, we compensate our spiritual workers just like we do anybody else. She said, okay, I got it. She sent me the money. I went out and I did the things and I bought the things immediately. That's the difference between your real spiritual workers and your scammers. Okay? Telling a story, sweetie. um, so I went out, got what I needed, went to work immediately, set the intentions, finished the work, The ancestor said, go to bed. Monday afternoon, she texts me. She said, I don't know. I don't know what you did. She said, but thank you. That money was well spent. They gave him at home confinement with the monitor. He didn't even spend a day further in jail. They sent him home on an ankle monitor. They were trying to pin him on years. So when I say, get close to your ancestors, listen, because she had to listen to spirit to say, call Keisha. Then Keisha had to listen to spirit to go do the work. And then she had to pay me so I would have the things to do the things. So I could pay my spirits. Because that's one thing about me, my spirits eat good over here. They're paid well. They're comfy and they move quickly. And that's why spiritual workers have to be compensated. Because we don't just pay the spirits when they do something. I feed them every day. They get paid every day. So it's not a thing for them to move when I say, oh, I need you to move. No problem. Do it like that. Because I'm constantly, consistently doing the thing. And that's the big part of your spiritual practice. Be consistent with your spirits and they will move for you quickly. The ancestors say, stay consistent and we will move for you. So I'm going to give you a last message that they have for you guys. Again, thank you to everybody who's donated today. Make sure that you are in the group me chat before I give you this live. It's a beautiful place. We talk. I give recipes and rituals. We decipher dreams. We're doing all the things, and it's a safe space. The movement is coming. This is your final message from the ancestors. Your movement is coming. Okay? It doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like. Keep your eyes peeled. Begin to say thank you. It is within the thank you, in the feeling of gratitude, where you let your cup overflow with joy for the thing you have received. It's in my link tree, sweetheart. The group is in my link tree. You're giving gratitude for the thing that you have received in the past, because we're playing with the past. That's how you're going to see this thing come in. Gratitude. I am so grateful. I am so grateful till the tears start to come and the thing will appear. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this Sunday. I send you peace. I send you protection, divine provision. May your ancestors not only walk with you, but may they surround you in love. And I will talk to you soon. Make sure you check out my 3-card pulls this week for 25 bucks, my 15-minute lives for 65 bucks, and I will talk to you soon. Love y'all.